Now, I want you to take this not as me being a party pooper or a stick in the mud or someone who is against fun, but I want you to take this as a brother that really cares and accountable to who you are and sharpening you as iron is supposed to do. So you read the title, so you know what I want to talk about. If you have already not heard of, which you probably have, because I mean everybody in the culture has, but Kendrick Lamar and Drake had been going at it. It seemed to have died down a little bit as I record this. You never know with rap beefs. But I want to talk about what I seen as a Christian, because I got back on social media after being off of it for a while, and the fears that I had came true, because a lot of the people I started following who were Christian artists, they really disappoint me with this one. They were so enthralled with this beef. Everything they were saying was putting it in a positive light. Not every one of them, but it was a lot, like probably 80% was loving this, in the sense of this is hip hop, this is what it's all about kind of stuff, and just taking it as an artist and not as a Christian. And it saddened me, because what I want to talk about is what we as Christians are supposed to be doing. Is we're supposed to be in that glass house so that all can see at all times when we are visible. And social media is no different. And it's so sad that you see these Christians just loving this, applauding this. And don't get me wrong, I said this in previous videos. I believe that if you are a Christian and you do listen to secular music, that's on you. That's your convictions. I'm not here to judge you. Though I do believe that it's kind of weird that you will listen to stuff that goes against God's word, because most of the music do go against God's word. But anyway, I just want to make a quick video talking about this. So let's get into it. So I just seen a lot of people, and like I said, I want people to know that I'm not saying that, I'm not being the one who says that you can't listen to secular music, that you can't listen to hip hop or rap. But what I have a problem is it's the same problem that Paul seen when he was talking about eating meat. He said, if it offends my brother or cause my brother to stumble, I won't eat meat in front of them. And as a black person, especially as a black person, we know what hip hop and rap is. It's not music to us. It's our life. It's culture. You see these young cats growing up in this thing, and it's their life. They dress like hip hop. They talk like it. They have their hair like it. Everybody's getting tatted up because of this. The way that the hairstyles are, it's just like I said, it's indicative of it. The slang that people say, the keywords, the way people text, the way people post on social media, all of this stuff is because of rap and hip hop in the black community. I can't speak for every other community, but in the black community, we know that it's more than music. And for us, we shouldn't promote it at all. We shouldn't promote any artist in secular that is not speaking the gospel. Why? Because it can cause our brother and sister to stumble. This is the reason why I'm very strict about it. I don't promote anything outside of Christian music, because I know what it can do. I know that there are some brothers and sisters who listen to this and this is their lives. And if you say it's okay, to them it's okay. And I always say, you may be strong enough to listen to a song talking about killing, talking about drugs, and then go to your family and have a nice Sunday meal and then go to sleep and have no thought of it. But others, it gets into their spirit. So they're more angry. They're more volatile. They're ready to snap at a drop of a dime. They're ready to change their whole life, all because this music has inspired them to do so. Even Kendrick Lamar in an interview admitted that music does this.
showing that music is life. The things that we say on record, you know, it goes out to the street and the kids believe this stuff, man. The kids believe it.
People don't like to admit that. They want to just say it's all entertainment.
No, it ain't all entertainment at the end of the day. It sells music, but at the same time, you affecting somebody. And I hated the word role model, but you can't run from it. Like I said, when I went out to these shows and I seen these kids saying, we live by your music and what you're talking about, that's something that you got to accept.
So for us as Christians, it's kind of crazy that we don't see the spiritual aspect of this, because as a Christian, you have to believe that there's a spiritual component to music. And if you believe that, then why are you promoting it? Now, I understand that, like, I'm not even gonna lie and say that I haven't listened to all of them. But you know what's crazy? As I listened to it, the only things that was popping in my head was like, this is sick. Like, that's what I was hearing. I was like, oh yes, that's clever bars, but this is sick. Especially when the family was involved, especially when the allegations, serious allegations of abuse and predatorial things, it really sickened me. And it made me want to spit the gospel to young people even more. Because the problem is, I seen nothing but young people loving this entertainment. And what made it so sad was to see the people who are supposed to be light bearers jamming it too, talking about it's good too. It really made me feel so sad. It made me feel a type of way for real. And the worst one was like Tadashi. I hate to call him out, but I just couldn't believe he made a video talking about listening to Kendrick and he was acting like he was from the West Side. Yeah, like I think he had like a bag over his hair or something like that. I don't know. It was ridiculous and stupid, and I just couldn't believe he would stoop to that dumb type of way. But I already know Reach Records has been compromised for a long time. But as a light bearer, it's just crazy that you don't understand the implications for you having thousands, and in some cases, hundreds of thousands of followers, people who look to you as maybe not the role model, but a role model. And as a Christian, like I said, we're supposed to be that glass house. We're supposed to be the light that people look at. And it may sound cliche, but you just sound fake. You sound like all those people on social media who've been promoting this. To me, the first thing I was thinking about was all these secular people, these people who look to God, who look to godly people because their lives are in shambles. They'll look at you and say, man, you faking. Especially for those who make songs about secular rappers. I'm talking about y'all who be like, oh, y'all talk about his murder, death, and all this. And then here you are saying, man, did you hear him talk about how he hates and all this? The bars that he's putting? Man, he's a wordsmith. And I'm just like, oh, you hypocrites. like how hypocritical are you? I don't know. I just feel that this is a horrible look. I just think that we got to do better. And the last thing I want to talk about is this is why I say we have no culture. We are like tadpoles in the Pacific Ocean. What I mean by that is Christian artists who do hip hop music or rap music. We try so hard to be like the world. I really want to do this. I might do this one time. I want to go to a hip hop rap concert, and I'm gonna take the top 20 Christian artists. That's would be hard to even get a number because we don't, like, maybe go to Rapzilla or something. I don't know. But find the top 20 Christian artists and then ask a avid hip hop listener if they ever heard of any of those artists. And I promise you, probably 99% will say, I never heard of them, because I don't even know if I would put Lecrae on there, because Lecrae doesn't want to be considered that, but maybe he does. I don't know. But maybe they'll say they heard of Lecrae. Oh, I heard of Lecrae. That's probably the only one. And that's sad, because we want so much to be in that ocean that we don't realize, why don't we build our culture and then have them look at us as light bearers and say something's different about them cats. I just think we need to make a culture like we used to, like we were starting to do in the late 90s, early 2000s. We were starting to carve our own lane. We didn't want to be considered rap and hip hop. No, we wanted to be considered Christian artists, Christian rap, Christian hip hop. We wanted to be that, but it just seems like we don't want to. You go to Spotify, you go to all of these different platforms, and we don't have a genre anymore. We were starting to have a genre. I can go and see Christian hip hop, see Christian rap, and it would bring up all the artists. Now, all of these artists want to be considered hip hop. They want to be considered rap. And so they get washed with all these other artists. I use Amazon Music because it lets you download. And I buy music like that. And it is so crazy when I'm on there, and if I let it autoplay, next thing you know, it'll put an artist with cursing in it. And I'm like, why did you recommend this? Why? Because a lot of Christian artists are mixed in the fray. And if we would have built our own culture, we wouldn't have this problem. And it may not be on other places like that, but it may be like on Apple Music and Spotify. You do playlists on Spotify, so maybe you won't hear that. But it's crazy that you have to do a playlist in order to hear new artists. It should be that we have our own genre that would introduce us to new artists that way. I know it's just a complaining that it sounds like, but my prayer is that we mature past this childish stuff, that we mature past wanting to be so entertained with this drama that we look like we're watching reality TV shows. And that's what it looked like when I was scrolling through X, when I was looking at Instagram, and these were all Christian artists that I have a lot of respect for. And it's just sad because when I look at them, they're loving what they see. They love what they hear, and it just seems like it. And maybe I'm putting feelings to words that I shouldn't, but it just looked that way. The stuff that they talk about. I know some of them try to go into those areas of domestic violence and child attacks, but even the way that they look like they were going about that was not a Christian way. It was a psychiatrist in the world secular way. And I just think as a Christian, we should be spiritual. Like, that's what God called us to be. And it's crazy that we don't want to be. It's so crazy when I look at artists, and a lot of them, they're like, even some of the, like, I'm an old head, but some of the cats who are in their 30s are still trying to sugarcoat wording. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they just do not speak like Christ. Maybe they do not speak like the Bible wants them to. Maybe they are still struggling with cursing and saying words that does not edify the body. Maybe they do still struggle with that. And if so, I just pray for them. I pray for maturity in the body, because I want these artists, I want to listen to these artists and be able to go on social media and not go shake my head. Like, I want to see your posts and not shake my head. So I don't want to see hypocritical stuff. I want to see you be your best. I want to see you get souls saved like we used to, and not just get souls dancing. Because last thing I'm gonna say, because I know this video is getting long, what would we say if D1 was going against Lecrae in a rap beef? What would we say? I bet you most of us would be like, we don't agree. Brothers in the faith shouldn't be fighting each other. We should let this stuff die out. We know what we've been saying that. We would be fervently against it. We wouldn't be like, oh man, this is what hip hop's about. Let them cats go at it. Oh, did you hear what he said? He said he a fake Christian. Oh, he called him a Pharisee. Oh, this is awesome. We going at it. Like, no, we wouldn't be that way. So why are we that with the world? We should be fervently against it. And that's all I gotta say about that. Let's build the culture back. I really want to be a part of a culture that is God first. I don't want, it's crazy when I look at these artists and all they do is talk about secular artists on their socials. It made me not want to be on social media, but networking is a must on these things. But I really am like always backing up, because I just see crap that makes me so angry. And I know I'm not supposed to get my feelings about it, but I just because I want to see y'all succeed. I want to see souls saved. I want to see young people see a alternative and actually view it as an alternative, but then view it as the music. Like, oh, I don't listen to rap and hip hop. I listen to Christian music. Like, be proud to say that in a crowd. We were getting there. I promise you, early 2000s, we were getting there. I still say to this day, I blame Lecrae. I blame Lecrae for it all. But anyway, I'm like the most vocal Lecrae hater, but it's because he's the reason. He was the person that got the mantle and then gave it up because he wanted to be a part of the world and get on BET and go to Diddy parties and things like that. That's just what he wanted to do, and I can't fault him on it, but it's just so sad because we took such a big hit, and it just seems like CHH never recovered from it. But anyway, this video is long. I just wanted to say, let's mature, let's be better, because I know that we can. We were in the beginning. Let's get back to bringing word to these cats that don't know nothing but beef, that knows nothing but bars, that knows nothing about God. And maybe we need to be that light that we were called to be. I don't know, I'm just saying. All right, this has been OHM. Oh, and also I'm sorry about not being able to cut the singles. I've been out of town, and I'm actually going back out of town. I might actually do one in the hotel room, but yeah, I've been traveling. So when I get stable, I'll start to get recording, and we can go from there. Anyway, this has been OHM. I'll talk to you later. Peace.